Hi everyone, how is everyone doing on this Monday night? December 18, 2023. 12 days to go in this new year. I mean, in this year, not new year. I mean, 12 days to go for the new year, right? 2024. How is everyone doing, huh? How was your weekend? Huh? Well, listen, I went to Florida, right? On Friday, I went to Florida, and a friend of mine, he was already, he also left on Friday, right? So we spent some time down there, you know, and this is what happened. We didn't realize. I mean, we realized after the fact that it was a goddamn storm forming on Friday as soon as we are going down there, right? And then that Saturday we had the golf booked, right, at 11 o'clock in the morning, right? So it was drizzling, and then so we went there. We went to the golf course, and we said, fuck it, we're gonna play unless it really pours, right? So we played. I think we played like eight holes and 9 holes, right? By that time, it was just drizzling, right? And then by the time we got like 10th hole, oh my freaking god, started pouring. All that like semi-hurricane storm, right? And the wind, oh my freaking god, the wind was like killing. All my clothes were wet, and and then I was supposed to actually come back on Sunday, right? So I said, to my wife, and she was like, you are not up. I was up yesterday, which is Sunday, right? Because we were out Saturday night, and I was so fucking tired, right? I couldn't even get up. I'm like, you know what? At some point in time, I think it was like 11 o'clock or something yesterday, right? 10:30, right? I look outside and it's like, semi-cloudy, right? Semi-cloudy, and the sun is out. I'm like, holy shit. And then I texted my friend, hey man, listen, I think I'm going to fly tomorrow, which is today, right? And then he was already on the airport. He was boarding. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stay one more fucking day. Because Friday was all like cloudy and build up of that storm, right? And then Saturday was like just after like 1 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? It was just like pouring, And then the freaking wind, and I'm like, you know what? We are in Sunshine State, and unfortunately, we ran into this goddamn storm, right? And so I stayed yesterday, and then I booked another golf outing, right, for 2:30 at another golf course, Davie. The first one we went to on Saturday was Jacaranda, how do you say it, right? That was a beautiful golf course. But then the one I went yesterday, it was kind of a rundown. So many hazards, so many like ponds with these, these lily pads, and then so many like wildlife, like so many freaking, birds. And then I saw those small alligators. What are they called? Small alligators. And then I was on and off. I was on the phone with my wife, and I was playing with these two young kids from local, right? They were good in the beginning, and then I was really bad in the beginning, 1-2 holes, right? Then I got better, and then towards like 8 or 9 holes, they got worse. They were young. I guess they just left at 9th hole, and then I played another 5 holes. And then I got much better. All my drives became better. And then I was using that small wood, right? Number 3 and number 5 wood on the fairway, and those are actually getting better for me because down there the fairways are really trimmed, right, with trimmed grass. So those are really nice. So it worked, and I was playing it. I was enjoying even by myself, right? And then so I came today. I came back today. I flew from Orlando. How am I saying now? Orlando? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fort Lauderdale, which is basically like half an hour north of Miami, right? And this is the fucking thing. Always with Spirit Airline. All right? So Spirit Airline, and they were laughing at me, my friends. Man, listen, you are flying with Spirit. There's always going to be something. My friend was like, hey, man, Spirit Airline always has like fucking fights on the plane. I'm like, well, that's not the case, but the flight is delayed, going from here, from Newark, right? And apparently they didn't do their fucking tests. So they take us on the fucking runway, right? So taxi from the gate to the runway, and then it's just sitting there, and then the pilot is out, we're testing something for another 10 minutes, and we should be moving shortly, right? And then the fucking thing doesn't move. And I'm already fucking annoyed, just like everybody else in the plane, right, or on the plane. But luckily, I had requested the exit row seat. So, and then there was another guy. So we had 3 seats by ourselves, and we had a lot of leg room, right? But still, And then from there, the fucking pilot is like, you know what? We have to taxi back to the gate because we have to run the tests and with technicians, and they shouldn't take like more than half an hour. And then here we are, hour and a half fucking late, hour and a half, right? And so we left around 5 o'clock when we were supposed to leave around 3 o'clock, right? It's okay, so that's 2 hours late, right? And then coming back, I had another Spirit Airline flight, and then what happens? I get to the fucking airport, right? I'm already kind of late. I was on the phone with my wife, and I went to the bagel shop right before that because I didn't have a car rental. We didn't actually rent a car, but we were basically just taking Ubers, which was, I understand, which was a lot of money, I think. But in any case, so I went to the bagel shop today, and then also yesterday, as well as on Saturday with my friend, and then I come to the airport, right? And I'm rushing through the security and all that, and then I come to gate, which was like gate 1, I think, Spirit, right? And then the Spirit guy at the counter, right? It's already like fucking 1 o'clock, right? And the flight is supposed to leave around like 1:30, and then nobody is boarding it. I'm like, and I basically checked in, using the machine. I didn't check in at the counter, right? And then I go to the gate, and then he's like, hey man, listen, your seat is not even confirmed. You don't have a seat now, and this flight is overbooked. You might not be able to fly today, and we might have to put you in a flight tomorrow. I'm like, fuck that. You know what? No. I said, listen, please. I bought this from Expedia, and it's a confirmed seat as far as I know. All right? Just because when I went to the machine, it doesn't give me a seat number, doesn't mean that I'm on standby. There were other people who were actually at standby, right? And he's like, man, you understand that? I understand. Well, maybe you don't. Do you? Real? So then, and I'm waiting, and I'm already worked up, right? On the phone with my wife. I'm like, listen, I need to get on this fucking plane, because if if they actually are going to put me in a plan for tomorrow, then it's not good because I have a lot of work and all these people are calling me. It's already Monday. And so what I did was that I booked another flight with United, you know. I booked another flight with United just in case for today, right? Which was supposed to leave at 5 o'clock. Just in case, right? Just in case, goddamn spirit. So in any case, to make the long story short, right? To make the long story short, I got lucky. Me and one other woman, we got lucky because we were confirmed, but we didn't have seat numbers. So we got lucky, and I got the all the way back seat, right? Okay. But I was so tired, and but I was trying to get some sleep. I couldn't sleep, right? I can't sleep on the fucking plane, right? And on my way down, also, I got on the internet. I bought the flight Wi-Fi, right? Same thing on the way back, and then I did some work while on the plane because I usually have my computer with me, right? So I did that, proposals, some invoices, etc., right? And then what happened was that I don't know if I told you guys, my car, my Jeep Wrangler, right, sports, two-door, it started basically showing the fucking, overheating, engine overheating sign, and then the temperature gauge was going all the way to the fucking right. And I had to take it to the mechanic on Friday. Actually, I'm sorry, not on Friday, but on Thursday. And then I told the mechanic that, listen, I won't be here. I had to be out of town, but one of my engineers, he will pick it up. And he said, that's fine. So he did that yesterday, actually Saturday. So the fucking radiator was rusty leaking. And then there was another leak at the hose. And he told me that he also needed to replace the thermostat. So that's kind of a bust, But I got lucky. The guy was very reasonable. He was recommended by my friend who also has a Jeep, right? Because he had his Jeep fixed. I think he had some problems with the gear. Very reasonable guy. But in any case, so I came back, and then my engineer had basically parked the car legally, here near my office. I took the yellow cab from the airport, Newark Airport, and then I picked up my car from Grand Street near my office, and then I came straight here, And then I had that Korean, like a frozen dish. What was that? Was that Korean? I think, yeah, Korean, like a chicken fried rice. I was thinking about cooking something, but then I got lazy, to be honest. I got lazy. Although I did cook some just now. I just did cook. I did cook my breakfast potatoes. I didn't cook a meal for dinner. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that. But I did buy some groceries, eggs and bread and all that, right? Parathas, I think I bought those last Thursday, so I have those. So I'm going to basically just do that for breakfast tomorrow, egg whites and like that, the potatoes, potatoes and one paratha. I think that's it. And then my coffee, right? And obviously one bottle of water, cold water. Well, I shouldn't say that because my wife is like, why are you drinking cold water? It's winter. Well, that's how I hydrate. I'm sorry. I love you, but, this is like my thing. All right? So, in any case, we had a good time in Florida, I think, me and my friend. Although Saturday night, we were just like, because of the stupid rain, right? It was kind of like depressing kind of vibe everywhere we went. We went to a Mexican restaurant for dinner. That was nice. And then after that, we hung out a couple of places, right? And it just became too much, The problem with Florida is that except for this Saturday, I mean, if there's sunshine, right? So the temperature obviously is fucking great, like 74 degrees, right? 70 degrees, even at night, right? You can basically just like walk around, go to places in a t-shirt, and that's what I was doing, right? Although I did buy a rain jacket, right, on Saturday when we got to Las Olas. Las Olas basically is the main drag of Fort Lauderdale, right? That's where all the restaurants and bars and the hangout places are, right? And so we went into a clothing store, me and my friend, and we bought these rain jackets because it was just like fucking rainy, drenching, and it was like a fucking windy as well, and that actually made it worse. But in any case, I stayed one more day, which was yesterday. I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to like turn my podcast into my Florida, excursion, report. All right, but there was something different. Yesterday actually we did play. Although it was rain and windy, but it was still nice because it's 74 degrees. In any case, here I am back to back to home base in New Jersey, right? And I was just working, and I cooked those potatoes. I had to send a couple of proposals out. Invoices I did when I was on the plane, And the thing is that because Spirit Airline is so fucking cheap, right? That's why a lot of people who fly Spirit Airline, obviously they're cheap, right? But they also know the issue with Spirit Airline, right? So I was hoping, I was hoping that they will give me a seat, and I was not going to make a fucking scene at the gate, if they didn't give me a seat, because I was just going to ask for a fucking full refund because my wife was on the phone, and I told her, listen, if they tell me, because they were telling other passengers, right? Listen, if you have a confirmed seat and if you give up your seat for today and tomorrow, what we'll do is that we'll give you a complete good seat for tomorrow, and we'll also put you in a hotel. We'll pay for the hotel, right? I didn't fucking want to do that. Because I had already overstayed my trip, right? And I didn't want to do that. And I'm like, no. And so that's what they were telling. You know what the fuck this airline does is that they overbook. Like, for example, so if it's Airbus 320, right? Airbus 320 is how many people? Like, let's say 150, right? 150. So they overbook like 160 people because I think 10% of them, they don't show up, right? Just like I didn't show up on Sunday, right, for my flight, right? But in any case, so that's why they overbooked. But then this was already a full flight, right? So they were turning down people who had, confirmed reservations. And I was already fucking mad. And my wife was like, "Hey man, just keep you cool, man." And she's more patient than I am. And I was like, "Listen, baby, I need to get on this fucking plane because I need to go back to New Jersey. All right, I don't want to stay here again, another night." In any case, I'm sorry, I turned my podcast into like a travelogue, my Florida travelogue, right? But people down there are nicer, obviously, right? And the roads are wider. People are kind of like calm, I guess, because of the weather. Women are beautiful. Guys are good looking. It's like that's Florida. I think it's the weather, especially these days. And I was thinking about like, oh my God, I'm gonna go back to New Jersey into that fucking cold weather. And I landed here, right, in Newark Airport. And I was joking with the yellow cab guy, right? And why the hell did I come back to like 40 degrees? It was 40 degrees. So coming from like 74 degrees, 75 degrees, right? To 40 degrees. Oh my freaking God. And, well, it is what it is, because, again, if my wife comes here, hopefully sooner, right, than later, then we can actually just be down there for like a couple of months. I mean, this is holiday right now, right? And after Christmas, which is basically next Monday, within a week, right? And then within another week is the New Year's, right? And so, and after that, it's just depressing up here, I think. The holidays are over, and then there's no other celebration between like January up until like fucking March, right? So, and people are already depressed. I think a lot of people actually, move to warmer places during this time, right? Just like my neighbor, he's a retired pilot, right? But in any case, so I'm back. I mean, it is what it is. It's my home. All right. And I just had to catch up with work and all that, right? And after all that Florida, hanging out and partying and blah blah blah, right? I wish that my wife was with me. She would have enjoyed vacation, but hopefully, she'll be here soon, and then we'll go to Florida again. Me and her, right? In any case, so what's new? Anything new for you out there, huh? I don't know. I mean, I was just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Because I didn't get a chance to like listen to any podcast. I didn't have time, to be honest with you, down there. We were just we played golf, and then we were just like doing dinners, and we were just hanging out, and I didn't want to fucking stay in the hotel room. Hotel room we were just using just to go to sleep. In any case, so I think I had a great time, overall. What's the rating you would give to this trip, sir? I would say maybe 7 out of 10. Although Saturday night was a little too much, I realized. And my friend actually, he came to a hotel earlier, and then I was out. Oh my fucking God. But then I realized, what the fuck am I doing here? Because again, because it's a Saturday night, and the weather actually got better after like 11 o'clock midnight, right? Because all that fucking storm apparently came up here yesterday, which is Sunday, right? And so the weather has gotten better. No rain after midnight. And so people are just out, people are out in the, in hanging out and about and blah, 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 right? And then at some point I'm like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? So I took the, I took the Uber or Lyft, and then I crashed, in my hotel room. And in any case, so what are we talking about today, sir? Besides the Florida trip and all that, right? Well, I'm just babbling. Nothing in particular I'm going to talk about today, because one thing I would say is that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I had a kind of a worked up podcast last time about my relationship with my father. Many of those things that I said are true, and it's just his personality. I can't blame him. It is what it is. I just had to accept, and I just had to forgive. So So that's all I'm going to say, because my wife, like, she obviously listens to my podcast, and she was like, man, what the hell are you saying? Why are you doing all this? I understand that. And then so I basically just, removed that video from public, because after all, he's my father, whatever he has or could or couldn't do, I understand. And then I had dinner with my sister, and right after, and she kind of said the same thing, because it's not only me, but it's just his personality. She says that he's just a nerd, and that's what the nerds do. Apparently, her father-in-law was like that too. You know, poor guy. He's passed away. I don't want to get too much into detail, but in any case, so I just have to, accept. And yeah, a lot of those traits, a lot of my traits now are because of that, I feel. But it just that it is what it is, we can't. I'm not. I'm not talking about changing the past. Obviously, we can't even change what happened last minute. All right, what's happened has happened. What's gone, it's gone. But I think the whole gist of that video was that that period in our lives actually shapes our lives, in later years. And that's what I feel, that some of my negative thinking, some of all those, like, sometimes my anger issues or something like that, although I had to figure out what the fuck is wrong with that, right? I think maybe coffee is making it worse. I don't know. Fucking idea. But in any case, yeah, especially for us males, and I think also for females, those teen years actually sort of shape our lives, unless we go through some training in our 20s, with some sort of like a boot camp training, which I didn't. I was just studying engineering, and then I just kept all that garbage, suppressed, I think, in my subconscious, and and maybe that's what's surfacing now. I have no fucking idea. I'm now 50, and I just have to be able to, what do you call, um, ignore those kind of like notions that come into my head, and I just have to just like be able to. I think I had to train myself to be able to just like ignore those things at this point in time are relevant, and so I just have to focus on what's relevant now, now what I'm doing. And I think that's true for everyone, again. So speaking of which, I have to basically say to myself, sort of like self-evaluation, right? Self-evaluation. So what's bothering you this week, sir? What's bothering you this week is, well, me not being together with my wife, especially these holidays, I think that's also just making me depressed. My sister has invited me, because I think she's inviting some people for Christmas. Christmas Day, I'll probably go there, but in the back of my mind, my wife is going to be, there, because she has her own place, in my heart. So regardless of like whoever, my sister, my brother-in-law, I know I got you sort of like worked up at them as well, because of my brother's situation. But in any case, listen, man, life moves on. I just I just need to focus on, you know, the things that I I have in my life, in the present situation. So, you plan best for the future, and then you do your best, and just don't go into the fucking past, because that's just gonna be, it's gonna just bring up all the fucking memories, all those fucking memories of like whatever, like bad memories, right? And and that's just not healthy. So what else is going on? Anything new? Huh? Obviously, this is the end of the year, and this is when people celebrate, right? Oh, I took my interns out on last Wednesday, for for holiday dinner, and then after that, actually, my friend came as well. He joined us for dinner, and then him and we actually hung out after for a little bit. And then I'm glad that actually we took this like weekend off of New Jersey, because this whole fucking weekend, even last week, the whole fucking December, a lot of holiday parties, a lot of fucking drinking, even in the bars, and people get worked up, right, or whatever the fuck happens. And so well, first of all, I'm going to try to not go out, maybe once a week. It's, because it's just too much. It's too much for my soul and for my fucking body as well. Because I'm not in my 20s. I'm not in my 30s. I'm fucking 50. So I have to I have to remind myself that. And then, now it's fucking cold, and it's not like you can sit outside, and have a beer, right? No, it's not. And so, the only thing again I miss is golf, because now, it's cold up here, so that we can't play golf. Although I could go to the fucking driving range, right? Which I don't like driving ranges, to be honest with you. And this weekend is actually freaking cold. Oh my freaking god! All right. Although week after, I think it says 49 degrees and rain Wednesday. Now this Wednesday, next Wednesday. So at least, no snow, not yet. I think it's all rain. And but then who knows? We used to get a lot of snow up here back in the days in 2000s, right, when I moved down here. But now, no snow, not a lot of snow. Is that global warming? What is it? No, it's not global warming. What the fuck it is? But it doesn't mean that we have warm weather. It's just that I think the planet's weather is pushing itself at least a month into future. What do I mean by that? I mean that, for example, if December, shit, where did I drop something? If December, I think I said this many times in my previous podcast, right? If December is December now is like November, This is the weather we used to get in November, right? So January is the new December, So for some fucking reason, planetary weather system is changing, especially, or at least in our part of the world where I live, right? So, and I remember when we were young, growing up in the mountains, right? Mountain lion, you see that? We used to get every year we used to get snow, and then after like 6, 7 years after when we grew up, there was no snow. There was no snow in the motherfucking mountain except for like if you are on a really high ground, right? I remember that. And now I'm hearing that the snow is coming back to mountains, although not the town where I grew up, where my wife grew up, right? So, so I think there's some sort of a planetary shift uh, in the weather. You know, don't quote me on this. But if I say something about global warming, they're gonna kick me out. Is that what it is? Uh, but you know, you always have to speak the fucking truth. Um, what I don't agree, because I understand, you know, there's this conference that just happened, right, in Europe or somewhere in Middle East about the climate, right? And here's the fucking thing about, you know, these people, especially young ones, like, what's her name, Greta Thunberg, right? And she has mental illness issues, right? That she isn't that why she dropped out of the fucking college or school, right? And then she's basically hijacking everybody, right? All the fucking world leaders. And this is the problem, right? The problem is that these young people, activists, whatever, right? Remember back in the days, there used to be Greenpeace. You know, they would basically be against the oil companies, big oil companies, and all that. I'm not for the big oil companies. Obviously, you know, it's their, you know, goal is to make money, right? Obviously. But on the flip side, all right, well, okay, so I guess I'm just talking about the weather now, right? But on the flip side, what these people on the other side of the fucking spectrum, right? They don't understand that you can just phase out gas and oil within like 3 years, 4 years. Because if they had some say, that's what they would do. And then they would basically, you know, kill all the people, all the old people, all the, you know, all the sick people who can't even, you know, now afford any heating. You know, okay, so most of the houses here in the U.S. and I think also in Europe, they are heated by these boilers, which are gas or oil, right? I mean, I'm not a big fan of like fucking oil. I'm not, right? Yeah, okay. You want me to buy a fucking electric car? Make them more affordable. And what am I going to charge the fucking electric car, huh? And then the batteries. They tell that electric car batteries. You know how they make them? Where the material comes from? These child labor mines somewhere in Africa. That's where the cobalt and all these minerals come from. They actually make these batteries, right? And so so I'm asking them, okay, so you want to phase out the fucking, you know, oil and gas, but then what's the alternative you're proposing, right? And they would say, oh, electric. Okay, where the hell is the electric going to come from? Are you kidding me? It's just like, oh, I saw electric. Now we have phased out fucking oil and gas. How? I mean, okay. See, it's just so impractical to a scale that they are just pushing this without an alternate solution. You know, like my apartment is heated by the heat pumps, right? Which is electric, right? And then I have some, you know, hot water as well, right, from the boiler, radiators, right? So You telling me that I should actually have everything electric? I mean, my stove is electric. We don't have gas in this building, right? But where is the hell is that electricity going to come from? All right. Do you want to heat a big house with electric? Yeah, that's what I designed too. I'm an engineer, right? But you talking about changing or replacing, okay, in layman terms, you're talking about replacing all the gas boilers in a place like New York City with electric. You know how many fucking gazillion BTUs there is, British thermal units, right? And how are you going to actually power all that? With like fucking coal power plants? These people are out of their fucking mind, okay? So you have to have an alternate solution in place, where to generate the fucking electric, all right? You tell me. Most of our electricity comes from, I think, Niagara Falls, right? Because it's hydroelectric, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it might also be coming from some coal plants too. Who knows, right? But you're asking these utility companies, right? Especially the electric utility companies, to basically, for example, if I have a house, right? If I have a house with a boiler, with a gas boiler, and I'm telling everyone that, listen, I am going to replace that with some sort of an electric system. All right. So then now I need to fucking upgrade the electric from the street, right? So now I need to upgrade the fucking electric from the street. Let's say right now, if I have 100 amps, now I have to upgrade that to fucking 300 amps, because now I'm going to have a full heating, fledged electric heat. So that means that the utility company has to give me 300, right? 400 amps instead of 100 amps, right? And just multiply that by fucking number of houses or apartments. So where's the electric going to come from? Just like fucking sun? Oh, we got the sun. Oh, sun is going to give us the fucking electricity without any fucking plants. What, solar? In a place like New York City, how are you going to do solar when it's all fucking buildings? There's no land here, all right? You can do that in Arizona, Nevada, right? Where there's a lot of sunshine, maybe in Florida, but not here, sir. I'm sorry, And so it's just these people are basically taking this stance without even like thinking logically, with the basic concept of, okay, you want to do that? Well, listen, I want to save the fucking planet too, all right? Who doesn't? But then give me an alternate, all right? Give me an alternate. If you don't want me to basically drive a fucking gas car, traditional like gas engine car. Okay, so then can you finance me to buy a fucking Tesla? Because those fucking electric cars are not cheap, all right? And you also have to tell me where I'm going to actually charge it. I live in an apartment building here, all right? We hardly have one or two maybe charging stations for these electric cars down in the fucking, parking garage in the basement, right? And so this whole point is sort of like so unrealistic, so impractical, all right? Yeah, you should phase out oil and gas, but with a plan. How are you going to actually replace that with electric? All right? Because electricity has to be generated, right? Through some means, either wind power, solar power, hydro. These are the what do you call? These are the cleanest. These are the cleanest technologies, right? But then again, here in Northeast, where do you want to put it? Like a fucking solar farm? Farm, sir, not farm. Farm, but where? It's fucking land here. People are on top of each other. But in any case, so without getting too worked up, and I'm, and this is such a logical. And I'm not saying that it's not complicated. All right, I get that it's complicated. We all have to basically think through. But all these young people are getting worked up because they're thinking that we're killing the fucking planet. All right, within 10 years or some shit like that, right? which is absurd, which is fucking hilariously absurd, And so, yeah, we should do that. Why not? Why the fuck not, right? But then, forget buying the electric car. That's like a luxury, I think. Heating homes. All right, I'm not even talking about giving air conditioning. Heating. Because gas and oil are used for heating, and also you have to take a fucking shower, right? How are you going to have the fucking hot water in your fucking bathroom? Huh? Electric? Yeah. You need a electric, hot water heater. That's going to take like 25 kilowatts, right? Again, am I going in fucking circles just to make some logical sense, which I am, I think. And here, these people, they're just protesting, because they have a lot of fucking time on their hand, I think. People like Greta Thunberg, right? Oh, no, this is what she does for a living now, all right? She never went to school. She dropped out because of her mental health issues. Oh, my fucking God. Jesus Christ. and a 20-year-old, is she even 20 now? Or 21? I don't think she is. And she's the one who basically like making fucking, what do you call, decisions. She's basically hijacking all these people, all these heads of state to make decisions. A 20-year-old, what the fuck she knows about heating and about practical, what do you call, scenarios of just phasing out the gas and oil within, I don't know, what are they saying? Like, oh, let's phase it out tomorrow. If you let these people do it, they will do it. I'm not saying that, there's no change in the climate. I just told you. We used to get a lot of snow. Now we don't. Doesn't mean that it's warmer. No, it's not. So I guess I had to say something about that, right? Because it's just a matter of getting on a fucking, screen. That's what it is for these people, especially young ones, right? On the forefront of, the global leaders of saving this fucking planet. Well, you know what? This planet does not need to be saved by humans. This planet is going to live for a long fucking time. I'll be gone. You all will be gone. But this planet will be here. At some point in time, this planet thinks that, oh, these fucking humans have caused some fucking problem. You know what it's going to do? It's going to throw us out into the fucking space and it's going to regenerate life. How about that for a change, huh? Do you think that planet cares about us? No. So, Stop being like fucking, these maniacs, these maniacs who have nothing better to do. Find some path in your life. Do something with your fucking life, all right? And instead of just trying to be on a TV screen, all right? Oh, look, these people are so puritans of fucking earth savers. Oh my fucking God. Without any practical, logical, mind, and it just, they're using their slogan, social media. One talks about one thing and then the other basically says, oh yeah, oh you're right, you're right, you gotta do this, otherwise, I'll be fucking extinct. Well, guess what? We'll be extinct more, and there's more of a chance for us to be extinct because we're not reproducing. How about that for a change, huh? We are not, I don't have any kids. All my close friends, many of them, they don't have any kids. Right? I don't think they want to have any kids. And you think in 100 years, look at what's happening in countries like fucking Japan and Germany and even here. Population decline. Population decline is going to actually make us extinct more than anything in the years to come, I think. And all you people out there, you're not producing. What's wrong? You're not having any sex? Instead, we're focusing our energy on something that's really not related to our lives. Like it doesn't have a direct impact on my fucking life. Why am I fucking worked up? Right? Does it affect me? My life is all right. I still have a roof on the head. I have heating. I have. All right, and I don't think it's affecting. Okay, we want to talk about how it affects the poor people, poor countries, regardless of the climate and weather. They are always poor because those countries, their politics, their systems, they're all fucked up. I come from one of those countries, right? And you telling me that, listen, everything is going to affect those poor people. Everything on this fucking planet is going to affect those poor people more than all you protesting, electric car driving, fucking, avocado toast eating hippies. All right? Have you ever been to any of these fucking countries? Are you talking about saving the fucking planet? Yeah. Well, save yourselves. Save yourselves. All right? Am I going to be thrown out of the fucking YouTube channel for saying this? Well, I'm saying something practical, logical. All right? Makes sense? And I'm not denying, fucking, changing the planet's, weather system, right? But we don't know. All we're doing is just protesting. Is that what it is? Jesus fucking Christ. So, I guess I think I got worked up too. I'm sorry, I apologize. But I wanted to say something on this, so I did, See, senorita, for most part, humans have survived on this planet, right? Through logic, practicality, right? Starting with basic survival skills, right? Food and sex and, shelter and, right? And then we have basically made our lives a little easier, right? By having all these tools, and then we have, we discovered electricity, right? Wasn't that fucking amazing? Practical, right? Did somebody say that? Oh, whoa, shit. No, we shouldn't have electricity because, no, right? So practicality and logic has brought us human to this point in life on this planet. So pretty much logic works for the most part, all right? And so if we use logic and practicality, right, and as a start, right, then maybe we can phase out these fucking fossil fuels and oils and but not within 5 years or whatever the fuck these people are saying, right? So in any case, what time it is? It's like close to 11 o'clock at night. I'm sorry, and I got a lot of fucking work to do tomorrow. I had to get up, get my breakfast. I'm gonna cook some eggs, unless I'm really like fucking, what do you call, late, then I'll basically just go to the fucking bagel shop, right? What I do is that I'll cook the eggs here, right? And then I'll just throw the throw the eggs and the potatoes into one of those, zippers, right? And then the paratha, and then, maybe one slice of bread, that pheasant bread that I actually got. That bread is really good, I don't like the sourdough, I don't like the whole wheat, I just like the white bread. Simple as I am, right? And so I think I'm going to do that. And then obviously, I'm going to get my coffee after that, right? So another day tomorrow, everyone. I hope I didn't make a lot of people upset of what I said, about the planetary weather system. No? I mean, it is what it is. All right? I'm not saying that we should basically, every one of us in our fucking practical lives, we should try to actually save with this money or this energy or whatever it is, instead of wasting it. Oh, wait, which choir are you preaching to, sir? Well, listen, I'm sorry, but I needed this fucking break. I had to go to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, north of Miami, right? Obviously, my wife is agree with me. How much money I spent on this trip, I'm like, I don't know. I miss her. I love her. What else? I think that's it. It's already, I think, 1 hour I did. And so I guess I'll see you all next weekend. Our next weekend is actually Christmas. Actually, it's the Christmas weekend, right? Lord Christ was born on 25th. Was he really born on 25th December? Who figured that out? Just like 2,000 years ago. Jesus Christ. In any case, I don't want to get into that. But I'll talk about the calendar maybe next week. We have the Gregorian calendar, right? We have the Gregorian calendar that we follow. And and I'll give you guys a one-on-one on where this calendar comes from. 12 months, 7 days, right? 365, and I think I did mention something to that effect in my previous podcast, especially the older ones, you know. But I'll talk about that maybe next week. All right. So with that said, I'll see you all within a week. Salam.